So let me guess, the house hit the market and then it just sat. Let's talk about what's going on with pricing right now in our market and what's causing it. Why are the homes not selling? Why are they sitting? And why are your clients calling you wanting to know why the guy up the street got XYZ in 36 minutes and your house hasn't gotten any offers? Here's what's going on right now in the market. As you have all felt it, there's been a major shift. And I know I've done several videos about this, but it's come up over and over and over with my coaching clients. Hey, I listed this house. I know the price is right based upon what's been going on in the market, and it's just sitting there. No one's buying it. We've gotten 0 offers and showings are almost non-existent. Let's take a step over into the buyer side for a second. As of this past weekend, the Fed actually released that there is more inflation than we thought there was. Just so you guys know, inflation is probably closer to 12, but what they're releasing is at least 8%. Now, what is this doing? Well, guess what? Just because the Fed messed up, they should probably own it, right? No, it's gonna come right down onto the public because we're the ones that are paying the interest rates, and that's the best way for them to get out of trouble. So what happens? Interest rates go up. Over the last couple of months, we have seen interest rates skyrocket. Well, guess what? It happened again. Now up to 6.25% on most loans is the average, and it is expected to go to 7% probably by August. So what do you do as a listing agent? How do you overcome this? And how do you have these conversations with your clients to allow them to understand what's happening? Here's the first thing I'm going to point out. People don't listen until they experience it or they see it, right? They're not going to believe it until they experience it or they see it. As of right now, our clients, our listings, have only experienced what's gone on over the last 2 years. They've gotten built up, they've gotten excited, they've seen the multiple offers, they've heard their friends tell stories about how crazy it was that everybody wanted their house. And here's what happened. The market changed. In fact, it changed so drastically and so quickly in most senses, I'm sure most of you have felt this, that the actual sellers in the public haven't felt it. We're feeling it and we see it because we're experiencing it. We're in it every day, we speak with our colleagues. We have to have an understanding that the public, the general public, the sellers that we're talking to, they're talking to their friends. They're watching CNN and Fox News and the local news channels telling them everything is wonderful, things are still selling for great prices. Is that true? Yes, things are still selling and there are great prices. But if anybody saw my post the other day, we actually have as many homes that are coming on the market or that came on the market over the last 7 days. We had 2/3 of them, 2/3 of that same number had price reductions. We have not seen that in over 2 years. Why? Because the market was moving so quickly because we had so little inventory and so many buyers, that it was overcompensating for those challenges, for those mistakes. Let's admit it. Have you listed a house in the last 2 years that probably shouldn't have been priced where it was and you still got offers over that asking price? I'll admit it. I did it because I knew that the market would allow it. We're in a different market. We're in a different market than we were in January. Just 6 months later, we have to be strong and we have to come with information. So that's number 2. When you're sitting down and speaking with your clients, I want you to make sure you're running through with them what's actually happening in the market. Show them that back in January, this was the average price point and we were still at 3.2% interest. Now, 6 months later, the price point has still increased, but so is the interest. In fact, now we're at 6.25, headed towards 7. Why is talking about the 7% important? Because when these houses are going to go on the market, they're going to sit a little longer. You have to set the expectation that we are headed in a declining market. When I say declining, not prices, they're still going to go up, but more steadily. They're still going to sell, just not as quick. We're still going to have buyers and multiple offers, but only if it's priced appropriately. In fact, we have to be more competitive with our pricing. By showing them how this has changed and how the monthly mortgage payments have changed over the last 6 months, this is going to help paint the picture with actual stats, with actual information, factual, that they can go look up themselves and see that you're not lying, you really just want the best for them. And 3, understand and be the person who wants to listen. So often we go into this and we say, hey, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. This is the pricing, sign here. right? This is a time where we're gonna have to have more conversations than we ever have in the last 2 years. Conversations about the market, conversations about what kind of upgrades and things that have to be done, conversations about, hey, you're going to have to make repairs. These are things that we haven't had to do over the last 2 years. And it's made us, let's say, maybe a little lazy, maybe just a little bit nostalgic at this point for those last 2 years, because it was easy. If you were a listing agent, it was easy. So you must be prepared. You must have an understanding for what they're going through and talk it through with them. Tell them that you understand and then guide them on the right path. Is it okay to overprice? Sure, if you're willing to correct it quickly. Sometimes people have to experience it. So number 4, when you're in these listing appointments and they insist on overpricing it, don't say no for a few reasons. First, have the conversation with them. We'll try it your way, but write this down. 14 days without a showing or 10 showings and no offers means the house is overpriced, done by a study by the National Association of Realtors. So when you hit that time and you're getting the reviews and the feedback where it's been overpriced, you can share that with them and say, I think it's time to go ahead and reduce the price. And 2, make sure that you explain to them that you're going to take every opportunity to get the house sold. For you as an agent, this is also going to increase your sales. Why? Well, guess what? You're finally going to start getting sign calls. You're finally going to have time for open houses. You're finally going to have time to market the property and bring in other business. This isn't a time to panic. This isn't a time to jump in, roll up your sleeves, get really specific and competent with what's going on, and show the rock star that you are. Kaila Lindsey with the Tulane Group. I hope everybody has a fabulous rest of their week and get out there and start listing.